Yeah, 100%. Look, Chelsea do need to recruit, don't they? Not least because of what happened towards the end of last season when the club essentially had that transfer embargo, then had been taken over. It meant that the likes of Antonio Rudiger and Andreas Christensen had left. They'd already agreed to go elsewhere. And it leaves them short of defensive numbers, there's no doubt about that. Thomas Tuchel has favoured playing a back three. Well, they're very short of centre-half, so Kalidou Koulibaly would fit right into that, wouldn't he? You have to say, 31 years old. And the difference this time, I think, now, we know from previous transfer windows that Napoli have been very, very difficult to do business with. Think back maybe 2 seasons, 2020, when Manchester City and Koulibaly were seemingly going to be united, and Koulibaly said that City, named City, is one of 3 clubs in the world that he would leave Napoli for. No fee could be agreed on that occasion, and certainly Napoli played very much hardball with regards to the fee. The difference this time is he's going into the final year of his contract, and it would make sense for all parties when you consider that Juventus are the other team that are interested in Koulibaly, and certainly from Napoli's perspective, they'd much rather, I'm sure, he goes to play in a different league, so they can't come up against him next season in the shirts of one of their opponents. So it looks as though that one is getting closer, certainly now we know that talks are ongoing, and it would make sense, as I say, when you consider that Chelsea desperately need defensive recruitments. Edouard Mendy, his international teammate, suggested yesterday, he hinted that the fans and the players would be happy with the incoming players. Well, I think he may well have been referencing and had a little bit of inside knowledge there about how far along this deal is to bring Koulibaly to Chelsea.
And finally, Ben, Chelsea, one of a number of Premier League clubs on tour at the moment. Where are they up to? What's happening next for them?
Well, look, next, in all honesty, within the next 24 hours or so, we are expecting to see Raheem Sterling here. Now, we know that he's agreed terms on a move from Manchester City. We know the fee, £47.5 million. We're just waiting for Raheem Sterling to touch down here in the USA. Now, we're expecting that to be here in Los Angeles so he can link up with the team as soon as possible. When we get the official announcement, whether they are going to do that here, whether it's going to be US time or UK time, hopefully all will become clear. But certainly we're expecting a major update in the next 24 hours or so on that front. And then once Sterling's here, of course, the players will continue to train. We got to see them at UCLA, the big university campus here in Los Angeles in the north of the city. Got to see them being put through their paces. The second of 2 daily sessions. Now, it seems a bit ridiculous for me to talk about the heat here because we're only kind of in the mid-20s, and I know back home it's actually a lot hotter. They didn't tell me that when they signed me up for this trip, I'll point out. But anyway, the players were being put through their paces. It was quite a physical session in the afternoon. Lots of running, very high energy. They're still just trying to get their fitness up because they're very, very, early on in this pre-season campaign. From here, they go to Las Vegas. That's on Friday, and then they play Club America, the Mexican side, in the Allegiant Stadium, the huge NFL stadium, home of the Raiders, in Las Vegas on Saturday.